GM, how's it going? Twitter space, Twitter world. See that our view was a little off, fixing that now. So we are ready to go. Today is the Fresh Mints Daily, and this is going to be the last one that we do for a little bit. While we've enjoyed doing it, we haven't really figured out how to connect with the audience just yet, and so we gotta take a little time to go figure that out. But we do have some really exciting things that we're going to share with you today. And what we will probably start doing instead is we'll do something once a week. And that once a week will be a little bit more impactful, a little more useful. We will cover mints that are coming up for the next week, as well as talk about all the things that we have launched during that time, which, as you can tell, every day we have something new to kind of talk about. And so in a week, we should have a lot more to be able to talk about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Harrison to talk through today's insight report. And Harrison, go ahead and get the content on the screen. Let's make sure it's framed well before we start, so that we can cut this and share it with all the right people and whatnot.
Yep. And do you want to touch on this real quick before we start?
Go ahead and. Go ahead and just mention it so that people are aware.
Yeah, for sure.
And then jump into the live stream.
For sure.
So give me 1 second. I'm trying to. I see why that was set up the way that it was, or at least kind of. Give me 1 second. We're doing some live editing of the screen, of the visual. And so, because we had some weird little snafu earlier. Almost there. And, okay, great. No, hold on. There we go, yep. So, go ahead and talk about Iokama and the risks that people have, and stay away from this one. This is not advertising. Do not mint this NFT. So Harrison, go ahead and tell everyone why.
Exactly like Elliot said, I would strongly advise against it. So first, our first red flag, which we noted on our platform, was that their art they were using, this promo art, is stolen or not their own art. And typically that's a great indicator of something that's not going to be good for you or for your wallet. So as the mint came out today, it was a free mint. The mint was rushed ahead of schedule, ahead of mint time. The people were not actually able to mint, and they're being provided with false market information of mints that aren't actually happening. So I would strongly recommend against this. This is most likely like a wallet drainer or some sort of scam or rug in any sort of way. So always be careful with projects you're minting and make sure you do due diligence on them and see every single side of it. So now for a project that I really think I personally would love to mint is Magic Folk. So Magic Folk is one of the pre-mint. It's one of the featured pre-mint collections by their collab council. So for those of you who don't know, pre-mint is pretty reserved about talking about projects saying that they feature them or something of that sorts. But Magic Folk is one of the few that made the cut. So although it's not like advice on their end or anything, this is totally a team that has high quality experience and is building a high quality project. So let's go through the website first before we go into the insight report. The first thing you see when you come to the website is there's two modes. You can go light mode and be a wizard, or go dark mode and be a warlock. Each one of these is symbolic of not only how you'll view the website. For instance, if I choose warlock, you'll see everything goes dark, but it's also directly impactful of the lore that the project holds. If you join the Discord, you'll be asked to pick a role, either light or dark, just the same, and the collection is featured of like 50-50 of both sides. There's a bunch of docs personalities. If we jump down to the team, and let's see. If we jump down to the team, we have docs personalities and advisors who have worked in other projects and other NFT roles before. So that definitely gives us a wave of confidence there. And let's jump to their Twitter. We're seeing a bunch of names there. And one of the things that's super cool about this project is the idea of using gems to get different things. So you can get pets, you can get weapons, you can get tools, a bunch of other like NFT accessories, if you will. And you can use all these things to customize your base NFT. So it is a profile project, but there's much more that goes into it. Some of their trailers are super detailed. As you can see here, like you have videos that are totally like in the style of it, which is this almost like chibi 3D type styling. But their vibes and like music and the holistic package kind of feels like a wizarding world of like Harry Potter almost. So let's go to our pre-mint raffles real quick. We have a pre-mint raffle for the collector's pass. We're looking at a 0.1 ETH mint price according to pre-mint, and there's 1,000 spots reserved for those who have collector's passes. But even if you don't have a collector's pass, you can still get involved in the action with the public pre-mint raffle as well. So there's a bunch of ways to get involved. And like I said, this is one of the featured collab projects that the collab council has found to be high quality through pre-mint themselves exactly. So let's jump directly to our insight report. So the one thing that we do know about this project is they're minting on July 22nd. It says that on their Twitter, but we don't have an exact time yet announced. We expect Allow List and Public Mint both to mint that same day, but of course we're not exactly sure. That's a little over a week away. So these raffles are open now, but I would try and join them as quick as you can if you're interested in getting involved. Kind of as I mentioned earlier, one of the really unique things about this is the ability to customize your NFT, right? You can get this token from staking. You can use it in their unique marketplace that has access to a bunch of different things. One of the few things that I noted about this project that I wasn't a huge fan of is that this native token is actually not tradable peer-to-peer for anything except these items at this point in time. The team behind this has advised that they have the capabilities to put those things into work, and that's like in the code already, waiting to be activated. But at this point in time, it's not going to be on any sort of dexes or anything like that. We have a pretty sizable following with 44,000 on Twitter and 8K on Discord. But the community does far exceed the expected size of mint because we don't know exactly how many are going to be in the collection. So one of the things when projects come out with a token that we really look for is that the token has use cases. And with this one, we totally have a bunch of use cases. We know exactly what you're able to do, the customization you're able to do, and the way that you're able to further develop your NFT. Magic Folk kind of checks all the main boxes, and I think that that's why the pre-mint collab council kind of thought the same thing. But it's a very innovative project. It's kind of building their own way, and like every single facet of the project kind of fits into their lore perfectly. So yeah, so that's Magic, folks.
Excellent. Thank you, Harrison, for walking us through that. And so, just as a reminder, we publish our insight reports on a daily basis. They are we tweet them out, and they're also available in our daily newsletter. And so we're going to suspend making the videos going forward. We're going to figure out, we're going to retool and figure out a better way to make this more impactful and useful for everyone. Because that again is the goal. And darn, this Zoom thing just keeps changing sizes, and so it doesn't show up well in the Streamlabs. Okay, well now we have it shows up a little better. But yeah, okay. So now I'm going to share the updates that we have made for in the last 24 hours. And this is actually a really, really exciting update for me to share. This is I built this yesterday. So this is the new experience with Future NFT Mints, is that we have a way to show you all the NFTs that are in our platform. And so if you come up here, you need to be logged in. This experience is not available for public users at this point, but you can get it with a free account. And you just come to all NFTs and you can see all the NFTs in our platform. We have 167 right now. We just launched about 2 weeks ago. We've been adding diligently. And when we add an NFT into the platform, there's usually a little bit more information. We're trying to grab some more information. Sometimes it looks like, we have some limited content, and we're trying to incentivize people to add more content. And then we have our way of upvoting and downvoting these NFTs, so we can start getting community sentiment as to what people think. You can see the community rating. You have access to the socials and to the website, right? So there's a lot of information that you're able to glean just from this view here. We also have some very basic filters, such as blockchain and Twitter followers. So let's say that you only care about projects that have at least 10,000 followers. And we have gone ahead and we have removed all the projects. And in this case, we have 113 in our platform that have more than 10,000 followers. So, you know what? Maybe we want to do a higher number. So let's do 50,000. And it looks like we don't have a total count because it's less than 50. We're going to be fixing that. We're going to start adding some total counts in some other places. But yeah, this is a way that you're able to filter and you're able to find the things that are going to be most interesting and meaningful for you. Right here, Ledger, right, has 500,000 followers. They have an NFT coming up. So, data is TBD at the moment. But that, should be really exciting. So this is this is just one new feature that we have built. We are slowly but surely just building out more and more of the product. One thing I do want to just mention is that we realize that the MetaMask browser right now, we're having an issue with it, and I know kind of what the cause is, but I got to dig in to figure out exactly how we're going to solve it. So it is a known issue, something that we're going to work to resolve. So we should have that fixed hopefully in the next day or two. If not by the end of the weekend, that's really what I'm targeting. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and just sign off. Again, we've had fun kind of doing these, throwing these together. But if you've watched it and you're one of the 20 or so who have seen these, honestly, I think that we're building something that's really big and really special. And we just haven't found a way to connect with the audience yet, and to really resonate. And so I want to spend some more time really thinking about that. We're talking right now with someone to potentially come on board and help us with marketing. I'm looking for someone who can really kind of help out in that regard, really help spreading the message of what we're building. We have a very ambitious roadmap. Really what we want to be able to do by the end of July is we want to enable you to be able to connect your wallet and then to immediately see what your NFT can unlock, right? To see all the benefits that you have access to see all the raffles and allow lists that you are eligible for, and to have alerts and notifications when those things become available. So that way, yesterday or 2 days ago, a new mechanism was introduced into this NFT called Wizards, where the community could burn NFTs that were listed for sale. And people were not aware of this. And someone who had spent like 0.4 ETH on their NFT had their NFT burned because they were unaware. That's not okay. It's not okay for one, it's not okay for you to buy an NFT thinking that you're going to get certain benefits and not being able to catch up with all the different conversations and missing out on a benefit, right? That sucks. But to lose your NFT because you were simply unaware of some new change that had happened because you weren't following the Twitter, you weren't following the Discord religiously, and then to be told, oh, well, you should have been paying attention. Well, I'm sorry, but some people have 100 NFTs, 200 NFTs. It's just not realistic for them to pay attention every single day. Even every week is overwhelming. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a tool that simplifies your life. The way that we have approached it was we started from a very different place, right? We started with research and have kind of like worked our way and found that, wow, this is a real problem. We need to try to solve this. And along the way, we've also realized that, one of the challenges that people have is that, you can go to all these different research platforms, but you won't actually know if you should mint this NFT. And so you have, even in here, right, you have 167 NFTs in our platform that we have listings for. Our calendar, we have like 70 or so that are coming up to mint. How do you know which of these to buy? Right, you can go look at OpenSea volume for something that has already minted, but if there is no data, if the NFT hasn't minted yet, how do you know that this is worth buying? How do you know it's not a scam? Right, you have to usually spend a decent amount of time figuring it out, and then you have to triangulate all this information. Right, you have to go into the Twitter and you have to see, oh, well, who are the people who have engaged and who have said certain things. Right, you have to go into the Discord, you have to figure out what those conversations are, and you have to try to catch up on so much information, right? You have to go figure out what is their roadmap. Do they have a roadmap? Who are the founders? Are they doxed? We're trying to simplify that and bring all of that into one place so that you aren't having to go and scatter it around. And that when one person does that research, they can try to summarize it. They can share, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And you have it in one place. And then you can start seeing how people feel about it by their voting, right? Do they like it? Do they not like it? We're building tools that no one else has right now. And these are features that time and again, I keep hearing from people, I need this, I need this. Well, we're building it. And right now, what I'm trying to figure out is how do we connect it with our audience, right? How do we make sure that this is the starting place of your NFT discovery journey so that you're not having to reinvent the wheel. You're not having to go just like rediscover all these things that someone else has had. Why do you have to, reinvent fire, right? Like, go find out who's selling matches and go buy it from them. That's what we are trying to do. We are trying to sell the matches to you so that you don't have to go learn how to rub some sticks together to make fire. So that's what I want to spend more time on, right? I want to spend time on building this product. I want to spend time on figuring out how do we connect this with our audience and make sure that we have this tool that is useful for all of you. I'm not going to be cutting any videos today. I'm just going to go straight into figuring out what's going on with this issue with MetaMask and the browser issues. And then we're going to keep building features. We're going to keep adding content. And that's going to be Harrison's focus, right? It's just adding content, reaching out to the NFT communities that we're doing insight reports on, trying to connect with them, working to find communities that we can work with, who are looking for what we have built to provide to their community as a benefit, as a service. So there's a couple things that we're going to be focused on. That is where we're going to be spending our time. So thanks a lot if you've watched these live streams or followed them. It has meant a whole lot for the 10, 20 of you that have seen this. Hopefully we'll be able to come back with these live streams and do something that's like really, really useful and meaningful. But until then, we are going to stay heads down. We are going to be diligent. And we're going to work really hard to deliver a product that is really useful for you. So thank you. And for the last time for now, we're going to say good morning and good luck with the next minute.